back. We've got everything hooked up. We are now going to level the bed, and I'm going to show how to do that. It's actually really simple. You'll want to do this before you load any kind of filament. Notice there's no filament hanging around, because the filament, when it leaks out, because we have to preheat the bed in the extruder, because you want it to be heated, because those are the conditions you're going to use, and that the plate can flex and contract and oh man, the opposite of contract. Woo, so much wind going on. We got a big storm here. Expand and contract. There we go. So you want to get a lot of paper. It's easier just to take a piece of paper and rip it into fours. We're only going to need to use one of these, so there's no sense in wasting a whole piece of paper. We're just going to save these for later, or notes or whatever. So what you want to do is you want to turn on your Tevo, and what we're going to do is you're going to push the button and you'll go to prepare, and you'll scroll down all the way to preheat PLA. You'll hit preheat PLA, and that'll heat up the bed and the extruder. So notice the bed is heating up, so is the extruder. Okay, as that is heating up, go to custom commands, you'll hit home, and that's gonna home the axes like so. And the way it is, it might be right now that your nozzle is smashing into the build plate, so kind of tighten these down a little bit and put a lot of compression on these springs so that you don't break the nozzle. So the first place, so this is heating up. So while this is heating up, let me fill that bed. We're only at 50 degrees, so it shouldn't be, yeah, it's heating up. Okay, good. Okay, the extruder fan is now on. So go to prepare, nope, custom commands, and you want to hit front left, and this is what it's going to do. It's going to put that right there. So our goal is to be able to get, and I need to be re-leveled, I guess the tension in the springs are getting a little bit loosened up. So right now it says the Tevo Tornado is ready. So it's going to continue to increase in temperature. So our goal is to get this piece of paper to fit underneath the nozzle. So I'm going to turn these right here. Let's see if I can do it. Give me a second here. Tighten, righty tighty. Okay, I'm starting to get a little, there we go, sorry. There's a little lift between the nozzle and the plate. Okay, so now we got a piece of paper underneath there. Now you want to loosen it just a quarter of a turn, so that there's some drag that you'll feel on that paper. That'll cause some, what they call squish. You want squish. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we've got the front left, so now we're going to go to custom commands and you name. You got it right, you named it. We're going to go to front right. And if we look at this one, it's pretty high. So we're going to go ahead and adjust this one. And on this one, you're going to go to rear left and then rear right. So you go left, right, left, right. And then once, probably do it 3 or 4 times when you first do this, and then you'll be good. So next time I come back, we're going to do a, oh crap, I accidentally hit the home button. My bad. Let's go to front right. We'll do a test print. So, and I'll show how to load the filament. So done with leveling the bed. Now, warning, when you do this, you see that big old warning right there? Do not touch hot surface. It's going to be warm, so keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a test print. I have a Maltese Falcon on here I want to make. Nope, we can't do this. We gotta load our filament. So, we'll put the... How am I gonna do this? Alright, let's get... ooh, almost hit the... Okay. Let's put my camera in the tripod. And bring it a little closer. So right there is the Bowden Titan extruder. So what you're going to want to do is okay, I'm going to bring it along. Okay, there is a little hole right here for it. You're going to put it in there, but you're going to pull this clip all the way back. And you're just going to feed it all the way into the tube. Right about, you can see it in the tube, it's right about an inch from the extruder. Then what we need to do, let me move my filament for a second, is, this is still preheated, remember that. We're gonna go, woo, let's zoom that out. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go to prepare, we're gonna go to move axes, we wanna move the Z axis. We wanna do it in 10mm increments, and I wanna put it to 80. So what it's gonna do is move it up, obviously. That way we can see the nozzle, and then we're gonna push the filament through, and there's this little gear right here. We're gonna turn it until we see stuff oozing from the bottom. So let's, okay, I'm just turning it. It's going in the extruder now. And you'll feel it get tighter when you turn that. Okay. Alright, one thing, we actually might need to push it through a little bit more before we start doing that. Push that? Yeah, I had to do that. Okay. Now, there we go. We got a little bit hanging down. So now we're gonna, okay, just gonna purge it a little bit until you get about a good 9 or so inches out, and then you just pull that off. Okay, there we go. Filament's all loaded. That's it. It's super easy. So now let's go back to our screen. Go up, go to prepare, go to main, go back to custom commands, go to home. Gonna hit that stepper motor. It's gonna come down to this one. Okay, now what we want to do is go back to main, print from SD card, Falcon test. I have it set for 220 and 60 for my bed temp. So I did the slice in Cura 4.0. It's actually really easy. You just open up Cura when you first install it, and it says what kind of printer do you have. Go to other, hit Tevo Tornado, sets everything up for you, and then you can make your own profile for what type of material you have and then set all your settings. It's actually really nice. So okay, here it goes. Maybe. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, it's doing the purge line. That makes sense. Okay. I didn't know it was doing a purge line. Okay. Now it's doing a brim. Hear that thunder out there? It should take about an hour and a half to do. Should be about 4 inches tall. I have it set up to be 15 millimeters per second for the base, for the first initial layer, so that we get some good adhesion. So it's going to go real nice and slow, but then it will jump up to about 80 millimeters per second for everything else. Okay. Looking real good. Okay, well, I will return when this is all at least maybe halfway through so we can see it. So stay tuned. Okay, once you get the bed leveled, you're going to want to do a calibration test. You can find it on Thingiverse. I can supply the link on the video, and it's for 300 by 300 beds, but when you put it in Cura, you need to scale it down 98% to 98%, so take off 2%. That way it fits. And what it's doing is, you'll notice it's printing these little squares. It's hard to focus. On that one right there, you can see at the bottom left corner, there's little gaps, but everywhere else it's solid. Means it needs to be a little bit tighter against the nozzle. If we go to the center one, notice there's no gaps. And now it's printing the far left, the rear left one, then it will print the rear right, and then front right. And on my first trial, every single one of them had gaps at the bottom right corner, including the center, but the center one now is perfect. So that means I just need to adjust that one right there to get it to calibrate a little bit better. And temperatures I'm running it right now are 210 and 60, and I use this stuff right here to stick it to the bed. Works great. So just one or two, just an even coat across like this, and you're done. Cleans up easily. Then I printed this. This is a filament guide. Hooks to the Z-axis motor like this and runs the filament through it. Trying to get a spool holder that goes up in the center rather than hanging off, and it's going to run the filament through this hole right here and then down through this one. Just some things, but right now the most important part is getting this calibrated and level. So after it's leveled, then what we're going to do is an XYZ calibration. That's with this 20 millimeter cube, and you want to make sure you have a good pair of calipers, because you'll measure and it'll tell you if it's exactly 20 millimeters or not. And mine's not, it's 20.31. And there's a formula that you can use that you can input into the control unit that will shave some of the excess usage off so that it comes out accurate. So if you're using this for production parts and engineering parts, you definitely want to calibrate it. If it's just for regular stuff, it's not necessarily needed. But okay, anyways, we will return and do the XYZ calibration. Maybe an extruder calibration as well. So alright, we'll be back. It's done printing, so let's take a peek. If we look at the far right one, no gaps there. No gaps there. That one's really hard to see, but there's no gaps in the back right, back left, center, but there is on the front left. So we need to tighten the front left bed leveling knob just a little bit. So from there, what we're going to do is tighten that one a little bit and then print again.